What is up? Ty here from Silly's Computer, broadcasting to you live from Edge Studios in San Francisco for Silly's Computer, Silly's Show and Tell, Episode 2, Season 1, Episode 2. We are joined today by Vidvat, the founder and CEO of Quick Tequila.
My name is Vidvat. I'm a game developer. I've been working on video games for about a decade now. And we are right now working on a game called Tamashika, which is a psychedelic first-person shooter with like a quick jump in, play, and you can do like lots of short runs. I've been meaning to make this game for a while, and I'm glad to be back to it. And yeah, GDC was awesome. So many people came and played the game. It was like good feedback too. So yeah, overall pretty good.
The cover art is absolutely beautiful. Paul, do you think we can pull up the cover art?
There we go.
Yeah. Do you want to talk a little bit about like what we're looking at here? It's absolutely stunning.
Man, so much of this game just came out of, up there. I just wanted to, make a first-person shooter because I like first-person shooters, and I needed to theme it. I needed to, have some kind of like an aesthetic which would call out to me that I thought was interesting. So yeah, this, all this cosmic kind of imagery and the psychedelic, the colors and all of that was just something that, felt right at the time.
Maybe we can go ahead and hit play on this video here, and we can actually watch the trailer to give our viewers some context.
You got it.
こんにちは。到着しましたね。私はあなたの友達です。私はあなたの敵です。私はあなたです。私はタマシカです。これから超越しますよ。注意してください。
So yeah, published by Edgelord. That's Harmony Korine's new label, and they're getting into video games. So this is going to be the flagship title.
Cool.
Yeah.
No, I got the chance to play it at GDC, and it was like it really sucked me in. I don't know if you want to, because I know how long the game's supposed to take. Do you want to give some context on how, like, what's it like to play through? How long should somebody expect to sit down to play this game?
Right. I'm looking for like, players who might be, in it for like the 10-minute, like you sit down, you do your little meditation with the machine and, have a flow state and beat the level or not beat the level, just come back tomorrow for a different level. That's how I found that I've been playing games more recently, because I don't have, the kind of time investment that goes into like a long kind of sit down and a narrative and this and that. So I just wanted to do something that's quick to get into, like you have fun with it, you give it your total attention. It's not the kind of game that you want to play while you're distracted. Yeah. So yeah, that is the experience basically.
You mentioned like as you got into this, you ended up quitting your job because you were like, I want to actually like have control, have agency. If this isn't the frequency that I'm operating on. So you did effectively jump timelines into a different reality.
Of course. Yeah, that's I think I don't have a better way to describe what that's like. It's like you're switching timelines. I modify my priors in a certain sense, like the same thing that I'm using to make sense of my thoughts, my world, my place in it. If I just make a decision to look at that differently and not look back very effectively and not go into some thought spiral of like, oh, I should have kept my job or whatever, just in having that steadfastness, I have already like changed how I approach the world simulation, and every frame that I act in it and it updates is illustrating a new timeline. Yes.
Yeah.
Which is always available, by the way. Like all timelines are available to me in a certain sense if I can work my way into them.
Yeah. For because I'm a huge fan of this, and like I definitely view myself as a time traveler and jumping timelines and through all these different realities and using my computer as a time machine. Like I'm down with all
Been
that.
there, done
for
that.
Somebody that's just trying to figure that out, like what advice do you have for them to figure out how that they can kind of bring to life and bring to light the reality that they'd rather be in?
There are so many ways to describe this, and I think that nobody's ever asked me this question before, so I'm kind of like, there's like four ways to
winner.
Yeah, there you go.
Winner software dinner.
I'll start with I want to talk about like narrative ecologies, like the narratives that you surround yourself in. This was a big one for me. Growing up, there was just like a certain set of narratives that were available to be, consumed and take sides on, whatever, like political narratives, this and that. It's always like, us versus them, or it was too obvious to me. I was just like, oh, here's another event where we're gonna hate the other side, right? And it was pretty obvious that this dynamic is playing out, and I was always sitting on the side going like, this is kind of weird, man. Like, is this it? Is this all the choices that I have? And
Two options, that's it.
yeah, I'm just like, that's funny. Like, is somebody designing it this way that I've only have two choices? And I think as I've matured, I've kind of like leaned into that more. I've realized that there are just like, if you look around you, there's just like a story people are telling in a very abstract way. There is just like a certain story, and it's like a local narrative, like the story we tell about ourselves over here, and like a master narrative of like, how do I belong in like a larger structure, right? That is kind of like your narrative ecology in a certain sense. And if you can go into parts of that and question where your limiting beliefs, say for example, are selecting for one narrative over another, or one set of narratives over another, and by some magic, give up those limiting beliefs, you will notice that your selection of narratives is changing. Now you're not hanging out in that group where you're just taking sides on two things, but you're going into this other space where like the narratives exhibit a different, more exotic kind of arrangement. That would be evidence of switching timelines to some extent. Giving up limiting beliefs. Go into meditation. I don't know, like figure something out.
That's a great answer. And to plug the word from earlier, like really questioning where your wetware originated. So it's like not a process you need to discover. Like for my frustration is, where is everybody else getting this wetware? The problem then is, where is my wetware coming from, and how can I question my own wetware?
Yes. So ancestor simulation, right? Like a version of you selected for this exact place to be born, this exact kind of set of ancestors, parents, all of that. It's a setup, it's a game, all right? And you have to come into identification with the version of you that is aware of the fact that the game is being played out, and that is something your salience landscape is always rendering for you. Like my future self is drawing this out for me, kind of understanding.
What was that word? Salience landscape?
Yeah, salience landscape. I like to use this word. It's from cognitive science. It's just if my five senses are giving me information about, okay, I'm talking to people, I'm in a studio, all of the smell, taste, everything, that's painting one frame of a salience landscape. Inside there are affordances, right? Like I can talk to Ty because we're like, in an interview, or I could pick up this piece of paper and twiddle with it. Like there are all these affordances, like things that I can do. Yeah. And as my wetware changes, right, I will realize that other different affordances come into my attention, right, which were there before too. I was just not paying attention. Yeah. And that is, I think, the actual exercise of leaving timelines. Or
Thanks so much. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the 6:30 show. Thank you so much. Oh gosh, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Yay! Thank you. So is that your is it folded up, or how does that work? What the heck is going on back there? What?
Do you have anything that can plug into a headphone jack?
Yeah.
Let's go. Check volume.
Yeah, I brought mine up. So C, then this, both are C, so up and down, one octave. D, E, F, G. Wanna try it? Yeah, I can change instruments and stuff too. I can make it so it does chords and triads. Yeah, I have clown nose, a banjolele, some juggling balls, jester hat, all of that in the banjolele case. Yeah, you know how to play ukulele? Yeah, I wasn't sure because it's the same chords, but it's a banjo and ukulele. Yeah, it's just an Xbox controller. I'm doing wirelessly through USB. I can change the instrument really quick. It sounds like Pier 39. Saxophone notes. A little bit too long for saxophone notes. Let's go back pretty fast. Yeah, there we go. That's
speakers are really good.
Yeah. So you can do those ones. Those are the same mapping too. So up and down. So those will be like chord triads, forwards and backwards. And then the orange one's always going to be your minor key. So right now you're in C major. If you hold orange, you'll be in C minor. I'll grab my juggling balls while you do that.
Okay, so to activate these, you have to be activating
Yep.
this.
Yep, exactly. That sounds really good. That's really good. Yeah, no, that's really good. Keep going with that. Do you have a nose? Like my nose? Do you
This is the same. This is the same set of the.
Yeah, those ones are the same. Yeah, exactly.
Woohoo!
Yeah, you're really good.